What's good, boys and girls? Here, I want to start off on my higher time frame chart. This is when I kind of just have my higher time frame charts, and then I do put a lot of arrays on my chart. As we see here, for me, there's really nothing. There's really nothing to trade off of, nothing to look for. What did we do yesterday? We expanded. We expanded yesterday back into this old or last week's range, and now we have created this 1 hour fair value gap, and then we also have this new week opening gap. So by the way that we've expanded, we're respecting this, and now we're trading back into it. I would want to see expansion again through this. Look at this old 1 hour BISI we traded into, also into previous day high, and we get this reaction to trade back into new week opening gap. And now I want to see possibly us trading again higher into this SIBI. That's what I'm going to be looking for, unless if we use this 1 hour SIBI here to trade lower into this low. But if we trade into this low, there is no clear inefficiency. I mean, you have this small 1 hour fair value gap, which I do kind of want to mark out, but I just don't like how it's really small. So you have that could be a could be a factor for price. But if we look at ES doesn't have a 1 hour. I mean, that's a small gap, very small 1 hour fair value gap there. But I'm not really looking at that. ES kind of the same thing. We have this 1 hour fair value gap. If you go on the 15-minute chart, you get this fair value gap. But if you're on the 1 hour chart, you get this fair value gap. ES hasn't traded into previous day high yet, so that could be a draw. That will be a draw liquidity if we want to trade higher. And kind of same thing for ES. We have this larger 1 hour SIBI, and then we have this old new week opening gap. ES is a lot stronger. It was a lot stronger yesterday, so I kind of just want to tape read this. I'm already done. I won't be live trading. If I do take a trade, it will be on demo, paper trading. If I do take a trade, but as we see already, 15-minute fair value gap, 1 hour fair value gap, we're trading into. We're kind of responding off that, but we have this 1 hour fair value gap. But I really wouldn't want to see the send price lower. I kind of just want to see, is this going to send price higher, or is it going to is it going to act as premium or discount? It kind of just waiting. There's nothing really here. If there is a setup, then today is kind of just a day that I don't really want to be active and engaged. I want to look up Forex Factory out. We have 10 a.m. news. We have PMI and then JOLTS. So for me, I don't really like 10 a.m. news days. Kind of already had this like pre-market sell-off. Let's look at this chart. I have a lot of arrays on this chart. We have today's new day opening gap we're trading into here. We have an old daily low, and then midnight opening range standard deviation, -1, -0.5, old daily low, and then you have new week opening gap here, which also exists midnight opening range within that. And then this red is midnight opening, is new week opening gap, constant encroachment. We're going to have a pretty small opening range gap. If we fill an opening range gap, we're going to trade into this 15-minute SIBI. Then we have Asia low here. There also is an old 15-minute Sibi. Like, look at price delivery. It's so beautiful. Yeah, the Sibi, we used that yesterday, and then we trade right to that. Kind of want to. Market opens in around 2 minutes. Look at that new day opening gap high. And then we also have yesterday's midnight opening range here. And then yesterday's first presented for value gap. Then we have yesterday's daily low. Here you have initial buy side at 7 a.m. And then you have initial sell side. What do? We traded below sell side, above it, and we traded up to buy side. And then we just took that high here. Right there. This is an old BISI that supported price. I was kind of watching this. Or I wasn't watching it live, but I was looking at after effect. 9:30 just opened. We're already expanding lower after taking buy side, hitting new day opening gap, trading lower, displacing lower, IOFED. Let's see if we want this low here. I think we're bullish. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the first 30 minutes. You have midnight opening range here, and then you have first presented displacement within that. ES is hitting today's new day opening gap here, and then ES has sell side, and then new week opening gap. ES failed to trade the previous day high here. And we still haven't delivered to this BISI on ES. You have this BISI consequent encroachment. After trading up into this SIBI here. No, we didn't. We didn't trade into that SIBI. What's right above this high? You have a new week opening gap. So that's definitely going to be a draw on liquidity probably at some point. But look at this first presented for value gap. Displacing lower from that after taking this high here. NQ cleared previous day high. ES failed to. There. And then you have this fair value gap here. Failing to trade into this one. Just barely. Half of midnight opening range. now let's see if we want to trade up into this SIBI on the 15-minute. ES doesn't look nearly as bullish. That's concerning. The fact that we didn't even create a first presented for value gap there. That is not what I wanted to see. ES hasn't created one either. They both have a 930 for value gap though. You have this 930 for value gap here on NQ. And then you also have a 930 for value gap on ES. Oh, okay. I was like, I wanted that indicator to load. This is today's new day opening gap, and this is an old new day opening gap. Trading into the SIBI, highest portion there. Let's see if we want sell side. And then that 15-minute SIBI here. We left higher. Premium array is still intact. We just hit new week opening gap, constant encroachment there. Notice how we hit that previous candle low? That would have been a first presented for value gap, and it would have been like a really small one. We're in an old 15-minute for value gap now, so I would want to see the upper portion of that stay open. This wick here is an up close candle. I don't want to see the 50% of that traded through. Let's see if we just trade lower. Old daily low hit. Now we're in first presented displacement here. Let's see if it stays heavy. If we break this low, I would kind of expect to see this low. I don't like how we hit new week opening gap, constant encroachment. Now we're just trading back up into here. NQ didn't trade in this Cibi either. And we have news at 10 a.m. so. I want to check my audio. My audio hasn't been good in my past videos. But it was decent when I tested on live stream yesterday. It wasn't bad. But it was decent when I tested on live stream yesterday. It wasn't bad. Maybe I need to stop breathing, bro. But it was decent when I tested on live stream yesterday. It wasn't bad. I need to work on my breath work or something. I need to go to like a vocal performer. It's gonna hear me breathing the whole live stream. Just waiting for this manipulation to occur because it's gonna occur. It's gonna occur in one side of the market. New week opening gap hit again. Now we're just trading back higher. ES is kind of using that new day opening gap. Neither ES nor NQ have a first presented fair value gap. They're pretty in sync so far. ES just didn't manipulate these highs. They pull up ES. ES didn't manipulate up here on this spike, but NQ did. So because of that, I kind of like to see price stay lower here, but this right here doesn't look very good for that. It's a 930 for value gap. Possibly have a first presented for value gap here. If it doesn't form here, then yeah. See, like that fair value gap should have formed there in my opinion. And we should have likely taken this high, but didn't. We just traded back up in the Civi again. So because of that, I like this low still. But it's just not clear. It's not a good price run. It's not nice. There's buy side and sell side. Above and below, still not traded into, still not tapped, still not engaged. Little like 15-second for value gap here. No stop, 15-second for value gap right there. Displacement after that, hitting this. Let's see if we form a little fair value gap here. Let's see if we stay heavy towards this low. NQ kind of falling behind here. There's so many arrays here. So many PD arrays. So what are we likely going to do? We're likely going to consolidate. ES created a large fair value gap, or is likely going to create a larger fair value gap here. That's going to be the first presented fair value gap. Let's see if NQ defers this as a first. Yeah. NQ didn't even want to make our first presented fair value gap there. Now NQ and ES are decoupled. Alright, I have about 6 seconds. This should be first presented. There we go. First fair value gap of the month right there. First regular trading fair value gap of the month on ES. It's a 15-minute fair value gap that got used here to trade lower into this low. Like this 15-minute candle here, where we've wicked both sides of the range. Ugh. Ugh. No thank you. If we delivered right to the high of that would have been beautiful. So we still essentially have this portion of the inefficiency. You have a 30-second fair value gap here. Then you have this 30-second buy-side imbalance there. After consolidating that new week opening gap, trading higher. Boom, hitting new week opening gap high right there, and trading higher again. Still left sell side, which I don't like. And now we're... If we trade above this fair value gap, we're obviously going to trade into this 15-minute fair value gap. I don't like us actually trading higher above this fair value gap because we have old previous day high that's already been taken here. So this Asia low could be taken in the rest of this buy side imbalance. Trading back to opening range gap high. I'm going to take off this sell side imbalance. Look at that expansion. Trading into a 15-minute CB. Look at midnight opening range with new week opening gap, consummate crusher there. Then on ES you have first presented for value gap. We're using that. Trading higher. NQ doesn't create a first presented for value gap, and oh, that's 2 minute. ES does. It's a bearish for value gap that used as an inversion after taking this low. Now this whole daily lows. That's a cluster. Also have a new day opening gap there. And then you have first presented for value gap. Then you have previous day high. New day opening gap traded to on ES. 15-minute SIBI about to be traded to. Constant encouragement. ES will likely have this first presented for value gap. 4.1. Notice how NQ's was a lot later than ES's. That SIBI constant encouragement hit. Now I want to see, hey, do we want to hit new day opening gap high here? First, this is previous day high. It's still going to be important. Nothing I want to trade. I feel like we could use first presentation to trade higher, but not something I want to be in. At about 10 minutes before news. Let's see if we use first presented for value gap. Oh. I don't like that if we hit this SIBI constant encroachment. You also have this Wicks constant encroachment that we could trade back into, but I would like to see first presented for value gap act as a strong discount array. ES just hit today's new day opening gap as well. Of this line loads, you have today's new day opening gap, and then you have old new day opening gap. I don't know what date it's from. .12. Alright, we should smash through it if we want to trade higher here soon. The Wicks hitting that constant encroachment. Let's see if this buy side imbalance holds price here. That's not as nice. I wouldn't want to see it used first presented for value gap again. I kind of wicked outside of that into this wick. Let's see if this wick supports price to trade higher. Oh, if it does, that would be beautiful. The fact that we just like hit that and reacted off that for like, I mean, that's where the candle low is, but we hit it and then we traded up for like just a second. Like, that's just beautiful. All right, we got news in 7 minutes. We're delaying a run higher right now. I want to see if news wants to come down here, sweep up this low, then that would look nice to trade back up into new day opening gap, an old daily high, and then also ES to trade into its previous day high. I don't like how that first presented for value gaps being used. It's not being used as a discount array. I mean, it still can be, but it's just not as responsive as I would like it to be. Because we have that 10 a.m. news. New day opening gap as well exists right there, and opening range gap. Usually opening range gap and current new day opening gap or new week opening gap will kind of be in the same place. I would say more new day opening gap because new week opening gaps can tend to be larger. If we trade higher, watch if we use this buy side imbalance as discount. I'd want to see news just spike up higher. I mean, there's two situations that I would like. Obviously, it's either one or the other. But if we just trade higher, spike up there into that, or we could, because we're below this first presented for value gap, we could come down. Where's my Sharpie? Sweep all this to then trade higher, to then possibly trade lower. But that wouldn't be possible in my opinion because we have a new week opening gap. We usually don't patty cake around new week opening gap. Like during the week. Yeah, this doesn't really look bullish at all anymore. Look at ES. Notice what NQ hit. NQ hit that SIBI 15-minute SIBI constant encroachment. Then ES hit. New day opening gap. Wick. Trading lower. Inversion for buy gap. Now you have this SIBI that we're back under. I want this to act as premium. So then trade into sell side liquidity, possibly. At this point, yeah, it's most likely going to trade in here if news trades lower. Three more candles. ES is probably going to be at that SIBI here, right around news. And they also have 930 for value gap. I thought I outlined this. Oh no, then I outlined first presented for value gap. Kind of want to study ES here at News. Either have sell side or you have. Want to turn on this. This is looking kind of bullish here in this move higher. That's your opening range gap for ES. ESPN. See that little flurry right there? Alright, I'll see if we want to expand here towards these lows. NQ traded up into its first presented fair value gap right to its high. And then ES hit first presented fair value gap low. So both NQ and ES hit both their first presented fair value gaps. I would like to see the premium portion be respected. And then blow through this as discount. See if we use that volume imbalance to trade lower into equal lows and then new week opening gap. No fair value gap after news yet, even on the 30-second chart. Alright, notice how we use that volume imbalance there. Let's see if ES wants to use this at all. Alright, we just ticked into first presented for value gap. Yeah, I don't like that. NQ hit new week opening gap. And that midnight opening range. It's not going to go back below this, in my opinion. We didn't create a fair value gap there. We created a small one, but it wasn't as big as I would want to see. ES back below that inversion for value gap. Unit respected first presented for value gap high. Loads of manipulation. I want to see price stay heavy now. As soon as I say that, I just trade back up. All right. Yeah. Just notice how many like PD arrays there are. You have all these old daily highs. Then you have midnight opening range deviations. You have your opening range gap. You have new day opening gap. And then you have first presentation on ES. And then you have first presentation up here on NQ. And then ES has a new day opening gap as well that we're right within. I'm just gonna wait to see what it wants to trade do. I'm not trading a live account. If I take a trade, it's demo for the rest of the week. If I take a trade, it's demo. And even then, like, I don't want to trade today. It's just not clear on any of the higher time frames. But look at here on ES, it looks like we will do want to trade this low and then discount busy 15-minute and then maybe new week opening gap. Just because this 15-minute candle wicked up, took this high, and now this candle is already traded lower. And there's no like new array that I would expect to see price displace from higher. On NQ, kind of different story. I feel like NQ could maybe reverse back up and take this high, but I think it's just doubtful, just because we hit that civvy constant encroachment perfectly. And if this was bullish, we would have probably traded higher. Here we go. Like we would have wanted to use first presented for value gap. These are some harder puzzles. Like days like these, they really don't need to be traded. And this is just one session of the day. One snippet of the session. Our ES hit our draw liquidity, which was that 15-minute discount busy constant encroachment. Very nice. Next possible target is new week opening gap, if we want to trade into that. We did spend a decent amount of time in that yesterday. We've traded back and forth, and then expanded from it. Just by the way that this looks, we traded into a 5-minute civvy here. Then we've had this. This does not look bullish at all. So I expect to see this new week opening gap trade into unless something else happens. We have this SIBI. Let's see if we want to use it to trade lower. What do we do here? We trade into first presented fair value gap high, also into this fair value gap. Traded lower, inversion fair value gap, then used. And then we see expansion. This SIBI's already kind of been traded to with that volume imbalance. On NQ, we have sell side still remaining here. We still have Asia low. We still have, the green one is a 15-minute buy side imbalance. These are both sell side imbalances. And then you have midnight opening range, standard deviation, -1, lower, to also that we can trade it into. Now we're in midnight opening range, hitting that cost encroachment, hitting first displacement. Allowing ES to trade up into the SIBI. We also have this sell side imbalance here. I got SIBI right there. Bang. 5.7 to what? We'll say here. 1.9. Dang, that's like 50 points. No, it's like 30. 30 points delivered to in 1 minute. Then you have 47 for sell side. You have 50 points just for this. Possible 75 points. Yes, that's new week opening gap. I would be interested to see if maybe we'd have interest in trading into this yesterday's daily low. But just by the looks of today, probably won't happen, but it could. If we hit this low, that's kind of like my interest for the rest of the, at least AM session for sure. This morning you have Judas swing higher. Reversal, when? 950 macro. Trade lower. Trading that old 15-minute SIBI and that 15-minute buy side imbalance, constantly encroaching right now. Hey, there we go, right in time. Southside hit. Southside gang. I don't know why I said that. I need to stop. Notice here how we just created a 15-minute fair value gap. We just created a 15-minute imbalance. Therefore, this move could likely honestly run to midnight opening range here. I want to be surprised that happens. On the 1 hour chart, like this could just be a formation of a fair value gap here, and this could be a trade to here. This could just be a start of the move, but there's really nothing I'm interested in. Like, my weekly objective's already been hit. Like, I don't really want to push it. Notice here, 1 hour SIBI. Can refine that into a 15-minute SIBI. We use that to then expand lower. 1 hour SIBIs are crucial on the daily range, on the weekly range. Significant price moves will form from them. Within this wick, what do we have? We have a first presented fair value gap. So in the function of that 1 hour wick, we have this first presented fair value gap. Where's that aligned with? 50% of that wick. That gets used. We also have opening range gap, also aligning there to then trade lower. All right, here we have delivered to the low end of this BISI. Here I could honestly see us reversing, but if we reverse in price, we would probably want to trade up into this BISI here, which is something to look for as a target. Other than that, if it's not crystal clear, that doesn't need to be traded. This could very well just be a long, drawn-out consolidation that we're going to be in. Very possible. Very possible. We're kind of trading back up into this range, kind of aggressively, after taking liquidity. Look at the bodies. Respecting that old 15-minute fair value gap, and also this current 15-minute fair value gap that we have. Have a little displacement there. Entering new week opening gap low. Let's see if we want to attack midnight opening range. ES hit new week opening gap perfectly with an old daily low. Who would have saw that coming? I don't know. And then notice here we have that CE level. I don't want to see price react to it like we did there. I just want to see price expand. We have this SIBI that could be used as inversion. And we have buy side here if we want to have a reversal. If this wants to be a reversal. In the terms of the 1 hour chart, Week opening gap high, traded to here, and then we also are in midnight opening range. I wouldn't want to see a constant encroachment be violated. See if this acts as an inversion. Alright, trading outside of that. That's not bullish at all. Let's see if we want to attack this low and then possibly trade lower. On the 15-minute time frame, no 5-minute imbalance in this leg at all, except for here. Let's see if we want to attack this low. I'm honestly probably just going to step away from the charts. Oh, if you look at ES did kind of trade up into this to be, again, perfectly. So I do like that. But overall, target already reached. Kind of a sloppy morning, harder to execute on, not easy, simple entries. But so that's just the reality of trading. It's not going to be every day where you need to be in the market. And today is probably one of those days. Make a big gap below hit. Look at that. So I'm just gonna let my screen record this, and I'll watch it later, and there will be a daily review. For now, I'm gonna step away, and I might be back in a little bit, but I'm not gonna end stream. I'm just gonna let it run. All right, now let's see if we want to take a opening range buy side. I never got opening range. It's just a lot of stuff on the chart. Here you have opening range, low to high. Then you have the quadrants of that range. We're about at midpoint. Where do we trade? Negative 0.5. Got respected. If we go out to the 1 minute chart, you see the bodies respecting that. Look at this imbalance traded back into. Trading up higher. And then expansion. First presented fair value gap we're within. Now let's see if we want to use this as discount. Let's zoom out to the 15 minute. I want to see that. 15 minutes using this busy trading above this candle. So I think we're likely going to trade higher up into this high. If we look at ES, ES has previous day high. It has the rest of that CIVI that we likely want to trade into. Let's see here. ES has opening range from here to here. 10. We hit around 0.75, hit new week opening gap. Now we're trading around here. I want a price drop down in the first presented for value gap again. Alright, NQ just took its opening range high. So is ES kind of. That was the opening range gap. We're hitting opening range gap high. The 5-minute media rebalance here. NQ probably wants to trade down into its first presented for value gap here. Let's see if it wants to continue higher from this. If so, I like barely got stopped out. Yeah, my stop was just too tight there. That would have been my partial. My terminus, I would just be looking for this first presented for value gap for now. But obviously, I want to see price trade into previous day high here. But I think just for now, first presented for value gap, we could use that just a little bit as a premium. So I think that would be a good target. Why we buy? I just took a little demo trade. Look at NQ hit previous day high here, even though it already got hit. Look at the little respect to that. New day opening gap hit. Where does this reversal come from? New week opening gap. This also is around like 50% of previous day's range. Looks like. Oh. Gobble that up. Yesterday's previous day range. Divide that in half. You hit that perfectly with new week opening gap. Also this buy side imbalance. Mohawking outside of it a little bit. This buy side imbalance here. Like delivery there. On NQ, we're just delivering into the low of this buy side imbalance. And NQ has hit the premium SIBI. That'd be a good target. See if ES wants to trade into first presented for value gap. We hit an old daily low here. NQ's back in that SIBI here and hit new day opening gap. Kind of causing a flurry lower. It's around 11. Let's see if that bleeds into lunch macro. We get some sort of retracement. We have a clustering of old daily highs there. Last week's new week opening gap is all the way up here. And on ES, last week's new week opening gap is, I feel like it's relatively closer. But we also have an old new week opening gap here. Alright. ES first presented for value gap hit perfectly. Beautiful. That would have been my terminus. I barely got stopped out, and that's okay. It's on demo. I should have. I would just really want to see it trade into here, but I didn't factor the left side of the curve. On the left side of the curve, you have this buy side imbalance here that we're probably gonna deliver into, and then I guess opening range gap right here. Boom. And you also have 50% of this wick that we could have traded into on the 1 minute. And then also you have this down close candle as well. Up close, down close, nice order block right there, and then trade higher. Beautiful. And now I'm probably honestly, yeah, that's all I really wanted to see. This high got taken. Obviously, we continue to expand into this premium SIBI, but I think that's enough for today. We had a little market maker buy model, trading lower to then trade higher. We get quick expansion, new week opening gap, respecting that, trade up higher, new week opening gap, constant encroachment, trade up higher, FAD, trade up higher, another area for reaccumulation, and trade up into this premium SIBI, following just shorter constant encroachment of that. ES hasn't taken previous day high. Let's see if it wants to do that. That's this level up here. I did not. I actually did trade a little demo trade, but it wasn't live. I barely got stopped. Barely got stopped. And then trades higher. This was my terminus. Then we ended up hitting it. Which, I mean, this part of trading, you're gonna get stopped out. Glad it was in demo. I've already hit my weekly goal. And was a $162 loss on demo. And these are trading minis. I usually trade micros. Where are you from? I'm from Colorado. I've been trading for a while now. I would say probably around 3 years, but I would say seriously probably a year and a half. It's felt short. It felt a lot shorter than that. It's honestly felt like I've been trading for like 5 months. That felt very short. ES here uses this buy side imbalance. We're respecting constant encroachment, trade higher. Accumulating here. Expansion. Look at first presented for value gap. This is midnight opening range. Dovetails together. Boom. Upper quadrant. And then we have all that. Wednesday, now we have Trump speaking on Wednesday, which Wednesday, I have very low expectations for the rest of the week. I had pretty low expectations coming into today as well. Look at the daily chart. We're trading up into the SIBI here on the daily chart. Trade into it. I honestly don't think that this will be used as another sell-off to trade lower. I mean, obviously that's what you want to see. Obviously, we have discount raise. I don't want to fade that, but just the fact that we have 0 PD arrays here on the left side of the curve in the last 60 days on the daily chart, all of the PD arrays on the last 60 days aligned here. We've already had a big sell-off. we could honestly be due for another consolidation. That's just me being pessimistic. See if you want daily high, then new company gap here. But right now we're in the upper portion of this 1 hour SIBI. And now we're likely creating a 1 hour fair value gap here. Notice how we have a volume imbalance. We just had a stop hunt here. Next premium array is this imbalance here. All this is a balanced price range. And then you have this sell side imbalance on ES. We're already in that 1 hour SIBI. But let's see if we want previous day high and then possible constant encroachment of that. Just continue to expand higher here. Teasing that previous day high. I'm gonna step away. I'll be back in a minute. Finna make some food. There we go. Previous day high hit. The only thing else I look for is just new week opening gap. If you want to trade into that. Yo, what's good? How you doing? Notice how that 30-second buy-side imbalance used Wick Mohawks into first presented for value gap. Uses that perfectly. Expansion, buy-side imbalance. And then we're just seeing expansion and expansion. We're almost at that 1 hour civvy here. After this heavy bearish week, we're just coming back and trading up into this range. It is a daily sell side imbalance, but honestly, I kind of expect price to trade up into here. You have two volume imbalances. I don't know. What are you using for days a week? What do you mean? Look at this on the 5 minute, just straight shot higher. Oh, what indicator? I didn't even have that on, but I use ICT, kill zones, and pivots if I want to see the day separations. And then I believe there's other stuff you can do. You can do I had to mess with it a little bit though. I forgot what I did. This little down close candle. I honestly don't think this will support price. I mean, it can, but I want to. Obviously, this is not to enter on, but I'm just seeing if this wants to support price. You have inefficiency below it, and then you have these two down close candles. What about journaling? Journaling for me, I personally use Obsidian and Good Notes. And I also have my own personal journal on pen and paper. I think journaling, like, just the best way is just kind of not to do too much, because when I like have been like trying to do like too much, trying to journal everything, every thought, it really ends up being just like kind of like a task. That's why I like to create videos, at least in the past. Now we're getting back to that. Like my good notes, I actually just started this. I'll show it. I'll pull it up. I don't like how it doesn't. Never mind. You can see it in my video. I post about it. My latest video. Alright, these old daily lows that we're drawing into. I want to see if NQ will draw into that first presented fair value gap 3/21. Notice the relative strength on ES. ES is already traded into that fair value gap, and then ES traded into new week opening gap. It's not clear. What is it? The video? If the video isn't clear, try going into your settings. Nope, the notes. Oh, is it the daily review I posted? On my post. I guess I don't really know how to expand that. All right, so just in terms of the chart, we're heading into 11:30, which is lunch. We've been one-sided all AM session. We've already delivered into my targets. Like, this is just more than enough. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful price action. We do have this discount inefficiency, and then we were likely going to create this 15-minute fair value gap as well. So for lunch, let's see if we want to trade lower to then possibly trade higher into PM. But I'm expecting just consolidation. I really have low expectations for the rest of the today. I kind of had low expectations coming into today. Yeah, it kind of is. The daily review. If when I have it as a PDF, you can zoom in. I posted the PDF in my Discord. Like when it's the PDF, you can zoom into it. Like if I have the PDF pulled up of it, like you can zoom. But when it's images, you can't zoom in. And like this, it looks like higher. Notice how best unfilled if bearish, and that's not what we got at all. I'm not gonna lie. These reviews take me like 2.5 hours, like 3 hours. They take a while. I want to do them every day. I was doing them every day, but like sometimes they get a little draining. So I may not do like a complete one every day. Do you have a link of your Discord? If it's not in the description, then I know if you check the description of one of my old videos, you'll find it. I also kind of want to make, I kind of want to make a new Discord. Cause I have a lot of these people in here, but like half of them don't even do anything. It's like I don't know. I also don't like really love Discord either. There was a nice Discord server I used to be in, uh, but then it ended. Discord ended. You been doing any challenges or just? I have a live account. I was trading. I did like trade like one funded, passed it, and then blew it. I just personally, I just didn't really want to do a funded. I'd rather just use my own capital. No stress of like trailing drawdown. But I mean, I am risking more money technically, but I just would rather trade a live account. I always watch here trying to get idea, and I just started the core content of the ICT. Nice, bro. It's a process. It's a grind. I'll tell you that. It is a grind. I will say, core content's good, but I've learned the most out of 2024 mentorship. Like just watching those videos out of 2024 mentorship, like that's kind of like the bread and butter of like how ICT trades and how I trade, what I look for. But everyone trades differently, so I'm just stating my opinion. I ran it 11:30. Um, Next draw on liquidity for me is this sell side imbalance on the 1 hour. But let's see, we might want to trade into a 15-minute fair value gap before that. We're about to create a 15-minute fair value gap that could create a draw on liquidity to then send price higher. It's probably this low, right? Yeah, it is. So this low is possible lunch macro draw on liquidity. If we look though at this 15-minute fair value gap, nothing in it is, it's all balanced. So for me, if we want to trade into a fair value gap, I would likely look at this fair value gap instead of the more premium. And for me, if we're still bullish, I probably wouldn't want to see price trade all the way down here. But you know, we always can. So I'd be looking for this as my lunch macro draw on liquidity instead of in here in this price leg. We just took minor buy side. We have some old daily lows we just hit. So I'm just looking for that. So should I watch that after the core content? Yeah, I would say watch 2024. I would say honestly watch 2024 from start to finish before core content. But I mean, it's up to you. You're gonna study on your own account. But the most important thing though is like today's price action. Like that is the most important thing, which is why like as a student, especially if you're watching all those lectures, it's just hard to balance everything because like you're not going to be able to make money off of old price action, like price action that happened like previous. So the most important thing is always today's price action, what happened today, which is why I would put emphasis on doing like daily reviews or at least screenshotting and journaling your day every single day before you even watch any other video. Because today's price action is going to teach you more things than old price action ever can, because it's about how you operated within the price action that happened today. Like you can know exactly where price went, what it did in the past, but that's ultimately not going to help you as much as watching today's price action, logging today's price action. How did you watch price action today? Where did you go wrong? Did you get emotional? Were you raged? Were you on tilt? Things like that. Which is why like there's so much things to do. There's so much studying that involves, and especially if you're trying to balance that with a personal life. Like all this has been hard on me like in the past like 3 months especially. Like, oh, is it time to spend time with family? What about friends? Am I gonna hang out with friends? Stuff like that. Like me, I personally want to know everything. Like I'm in here to like want to know everything, and like that's a good thing. It's also a bad thing because you don't need everything to be a good trader. Good tape reading this morning. Yeah, honestly, beautiful. Beautiful. I did take a little demo trade, only demo because I already hit my weekly goal, and I just put the stop away. I just put the stop like a little too tight, and I barely got stops. Barely got stopped. Like that hurts. Like that hurts. I was entering on a 30-second fair value gap here. I want to see this fair value gap be the end of the line here, but I wasn't factoring in you have opening range gap that we traded into perfectly, and then you have this buy side imbalance here. Buy side imbalance. Trading above it. Now we're acting as a reclaimed discount array. Like barely got stopped there. It is what it is. It's on demo. So it's not like I would have made any real money, but it's just something to learn from in journal. are back in this new day opening gap after we hit new week opening gap. Let's see if we want to trade in this first presented fair value gap here for ES. And then maybe if we want to draw into this buy side imbalance here. Obviously, my draw in liquidity is still higher, but you got to factor in lunch. We're usually going to trade lower. We have this civvy that we're working off of. Kind of just want to wait here. I'm going to tape read for a while. But daily objectives have already been reached. Like this, whatever happened already is just more than enough. I think I focus more on reading how and why price moves rather than focusing on the setup. Yeah, me too. And that's another roadblock, is wanting to be in every move. Like I some people might look at my charts and say they're cluttered, which, I mean, I do have a lot of stuff, but it's all important. It's all important. On NQ, look at this 15-minute sell side imbalance here. Failed to delivered. Traded up, spend time in it. Displacement, buy side imbalance. So now what is this? This is inefficient. Look at this low. Why was this low targeted? Where did this low happen? Where did this low form? It formed right at this inefficiency here. Right at the low, we ticked into that. So this now becomes a good draw on liquidity. Asia low. Then we trade into it. Trade into the very low end of this 15-minute fair value gap here. Beautiful delivery, and then just expansion higher here. 945 trades into this SIBI. Constant encroachment. Perfectly. Trade back up higher. We have this wick. This wick constant encroachment. Respected. Trading lower to then trade higher. Now we've been all one-sided. We have a 15-minute imbalance here. This would form a 1 hour fair value gap. So in the next 24 minutes, I don't really want to see that this low really breached, because I would want to see a 1 hour buy side imbalance form here. And if it doesn't, then that's not price action I want to be trading. All right, now we're trading lower back into the range. I want to look at ES personally. Notice old daily high as well. We traded back into. That's previous day high, not old daily high, but that's previous day high. I don't know what this array is. 682. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's on my chart. Is it like an old daily low or something? Yeah, it is. That's all. I've been using old daily lows and old daily highs. I mean, if you couldn't tell, a lot recently, and I've noticed them. It's kind of hard, like, putting all these things on your chart, which just makes a lot of sense why ICT preaches that he has a notepad like every day of the week. The old daily low, we reached that. Trading above previous day high, order flow. Sweeping above it. Now we're trading back below that. What do we form? We form an inefficiency. This inefficiency is likely going to get respected. First target is first presented fair value gap. Then we have a discount inefficiency. We possibly have this discount inefficiency if we want to trade into that. But obviously, this has been a buy program, so trading against that, it's a little bit less likely. We're in that old daily high here. Straight back in the city, possibly. NQ's just traded back into this old 1 hour fair value gap here. With this buy side imbalance. Or sell side imbalance. So we're trading into a 15-minute fair value gap. We hit consequent encroachment of that. So if we're bullish, this ideally should send price higher up to at least previous candle high and to a deeper premium. But if we zoom in, this doesn't really look like we're getting that. This does not look like we're getting that. Even on the 15 second, this fair value gap is getting traded below. So let's study this and see if it wants to act as an inversion. It's a 15-second chart though. I don't really like 15-second. We'll study this. Then you also have this fair value gap here. Extend that over. No clear inefficiencies at all, really. No clear inefficiencies in this leg. I gotta sleep by 12, living in GMT plus 8 time zone. What time is it for you right now? Nice. Falling just short of that. Come here. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. $11:41. Oh, dang. That is late. What country are you in? Alright, let's see as we hit first presented for value gap. PH. I'm not cultured. Is that Philippines? NQ. I want to see if we want to trade into new day opening gap here. Then this discount buy side imbalance here. As we've hit that SIBI. Those old day lows used, swiped, trade right to the high of that. What's the high of that? 604.25. Let's go to 318. 604.25. 318 a while ago as well. Okay, we're at 319. So low. 604.25. Beautiful. Also, notice this low. This is previous day low. What do? We consolidate. Whenever we consolidate like this low is likely going to be a target. We consolidate to then trade higher. And then we hit this low perfectly, then trade back up higher. Gap up higher. Judas swing on the weekly range, and then we're trading lower. All right, we're back in the civvy after this aggressive move higher. We're using this old 1 hour civvy. The long-term draw on liquidity is still higher. So let's see if we want to trade up higher here, or if we want to trade in this inefficiency. Still nothing for me to trade here. 11:50 and then 12:10. Those are the lunch. Those are the macros during lunch. Both those times are influential. Maybe ES might want to trade up into new week opening gap here. We teased first presented for value gap there. Alright, for lunch, the highest I'd really want to see it go is console encroachment if you want to trade lower. But for lunch, if we want to continue higher here, or at least for this first part of lunch, it's looking like that's what we're doing. 15-minute for value gap here. ES hits console encroachment that, which also was that first presented for value gap. See if we expand into premium arrays. Trade back in the city. All right, I'm gonna end stream soon. All right, watch this tomorrow. Good luck trading, mate. Hey, you too, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Oh, what's good, brother? I remember you. I remember your profile picture. Long time no see. Yeah, that's what everyone's been saying recently. Because I guess it has been a while. Fortunately, you're showing up right when I'm gonna end stream soon. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. All right, now let's see if NQ wants to trade you this first presented for value gap. Yo, what's good, Anthony? How you been? My trading's been bad. I'm not gonna lie. I blew a few accounts, but now I'm back, and I definitely know a lot more, and I know a lot more about myself. So that's always a positive. Overall, I've been chilling. Same old. How about you, brother? I got glasses now. I got blue light glasses, so I don't get. I don't have to have eye surgery. It happens? Yeah, it does. It doesn't need to happen though. Why do you leave? Um, I just stopped live streaming. I was just studying pretty much. And then for a while I was just tape reading, and then a little bit I was trading live, and then a while ago I was just like, man, why don't I just live stream again? And also it got to a point to where I'm like, I don't know if I need to be doing this. I've secured a few payouts trading on 2 expresses currently. I had 5 though. Dang, bro. Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. You trade through Top Step, I'm guessing? Alright, we hit this high here. Now we'll see if we want to expand higher. Nice. See, I got a Top Step funded, and this was like December. I got a Top Step funded. I got funded within 3 days. So obviously I was over leveraging just a little bit. And then I go in there and I'm like, I got this funded account. And then could you not, within the next morning session, I blew it. Like by 10 a.m. by 10 a.m. Eastern time, I blew my funded account. I was like, bro, there's no way. I guess I lost discipline a little bit in my trading while I was gone. That's why, like, when I live stream, like, I have to be disciplined, you know? Like, I can't not be disciplined. That's why I like live streaming. It forces me to be a better person. Which is why I think it's always great to be in community with anyone, like friends, whether it be people online, which is probably the worst, but like real life people that keep you accountable. Which is why, like, none of my friends I have trade. I don't know many people that trade, but like if you had an IRL friend that trades too, I feel like that would be a good thing. That's your 4th set of expresses that I'm having. Nice. My biggest issue is not being able to handle a loss and lower my ego. Yeah. Me too, bro. Ego gets the best of all of us. Which is why, like, yesterday I kind of over leveraged a little bit. I hit my weekly goal already, And like even today, like I just kind of wanted to be in a trade, just so I could be like not missing out, I guess. But I personally think just tape reading, watching price, recording it, then rewatching that is just so nice. Then you learn so much. You do a daily review, and like that's the process. That's the grind. That's how you become a better trader. Journaling, logging. I changed my setup recently. I have a window in front of me, so I'm not like isolated in my room. What's good, Shamal? How you doing, brother? How is everyone in this live stream that used to be in my old lives? YouTube must be pumping out my stream. All right, let's see if we use this as premium array to trade the minor sell side now. I don't like how we just traded above that high. Didn't trade at all higher. We are during lunch. ES is now using that new week opening gap here. So now I'm looking for this low here. What time are we also within? 11:50 macro. What time did we hit that high? 11:50. So something to tape read. I'd want to see price stay below this SIBI constant encroachment with the bodies here on ES. I don't really like this trading up higher. I would like to see price stay heavy there. Got myself in meme coins for a bit. You can guess how that went, but overall I'm good chilling. Nice. How do meme coins even work? Like where do you trade those? Are they on TradingView? Like can I look up a meme coin? Nah, you can't. Okay. Is it through something else? Or yeah? Maybe the more established ones? I've never really looked into meme coins. Oh, isn't this one? Pepe? No way. No way that guy was. Do you think Silver Bullet works here? Why is it low-key moving like NASDAQ? Silver Bullet? No way. It's easier to trade. Alright, now we're trading above this buy side imbalance. Sell side imbalance. See if we just want to rip higher. Overall, no trade here. This is just consolidation. Not for everyone though. See, like even Bitcoin looks kind of clean, but that's also because I've only studied it hindsight. I've never tape read it. And you already know there's like tons of liquidity in Bitcoin. That's where you get all the novice traders. I want to see this SIBI like create a like a I don't want to see this retracement back up here is what I'm trying to say. So on Bitcoin, I don't know, I guess you have this. See, like Pepe, like it's not even tradable through TradingView. Personally, feel like Bitcoin ain't a technical analysis market. Yeah, I've never back tested it. Plus, it trades 24 hours, so you don't have like a new day opening gap or new week opening gap. Like in my analysis, I use new day, new week opening gaps a lot, which, in my opinion, gives you a very nice benefit. But you're gonna have previous day high, previous day low, old day high, old daily lows in those types of markets. Like in Forex, you kind of only have new week opening gaps. You don't really have new day opening gaps, but you still have those opening prices at 6 p.m., which still get traded to. Forex has been very terrible ever since this expansion. Kind of lost interest. I want to see price remain heavy here. We're failing to do so. We have this 4-hour inefficiency. I want to see price stay below that. But we also have buy side above price, and we have sell side below price. We just trade up in the SIBI. Like expansion lower, deep retracement. Expansion lower, deep retracement. Same with dollar. Dollar's been doing the same thing. See, I actually put like previous day high, previous day low on. I was just kind of back testing a little bit. I think I put too many old daily lows on this chart. This made it messy. Alright, now we just took another high and now we're trading back in this range. It's not really what you want to see. ES though is traded into a fair value gap. I want to see this expand. How close is NQ 632 is that SIBI? And then I believe this is a first presented for value gap here. Wait, do I have the right 321? First presented. Oh, I know why. I thought you had a baby or on the way or something. Hopefully not, bro. That'd be scary. I'm about to turn 20 though. My birthday's in like 10 days. So I won't be live on that Friday. Because I'm going out of town. It actually is kind of scary. I haven't took like a break from the charts. Like for a weekend. In probably like a year. Like trading can breed just such an unhealthy like environment. All right, if we hit the first presented fair value gap, that would kind of be the end of what I'm looking for. You're gonna be checking every minute on your phone. Yeah, I'm not. I'm going. I'm going on the weekend. Technically, I am going up like Friday. Yeah, I don't like this price action. If we still want to go higher, lowest would probably be this. Constant encroachment. Lunch is probably going to consolidate here. Nothing to trade. Not a session to trade. PM session could be something, but I have very low expectations for the rest of the day. It's already done more than what I wanted to. What's good, Neil? How you trading today? Nice, bro. I'm not trading on my live account for the rest of the week. I've already hit my weekly goal on my live account, which is crazy. Already on a Monday. But I took a very, I took a, I like barely got stopped out on a demo trade, and then it went immediately to my targets. I'll pull it up. Do I still have executions on? Yeah. I entered here on this fair value gap, and literally got stopped right there. Where did I get stopped? 3639.75. What was low? I got stopped out by a handle. 1 point. And then I was holding for this first presented fair value gap. I'm gonna head out. Have a good day. Made a good buy today. Breaker at the very low. Was just checking in. Nice. Nice, Jamal. Straight off here. This breaker? Yeah, it was nice. That was a unicorn model. Fair value gap. Breaker. All right. Once this fair value gap, once this first presented fair value gap gets hit, I'm gonna end stream. I might be live for a PM session, just to tape read, not to trade. But yeah, I'll be tape reading and demo trading for the rest of the week. And I'll also have a daily review every day. Just to prove I haven't traded on my live account, I'll pull it up. Actually, I don't want to pull it up on screen. Here's my live account, same balance. There. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream. Or I'm just gonna leave it live. Well, well, well. Objective is hit. That's all I need for today. More than enough. More than enough. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream for real, for real. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. I might be live later. I'll do